I was going to quickly pose a question to the audience based on one of the challenges that Sean bring up. So Sean plays, his goal is to keep the classics alive, and he's talking about venues in our area. So if anyone has suggestions on venues in the greater Mankato region that would be good choices for someone focusing on the classics, please let us know. But I also saw Gary had a question.
Two things. One, venue. I don't know how aggressive they are, but I can talk to Cato Ballroom. I do some ongoing things to maybe favor a little more country, so that might be a thing.
Yeah.
And it would seem to me if you cut them a deal to try to get exposure, maybe that's helpful. So if you haven't talked, have you ever talked to the Cato Ballroom people?
I haven't. I kind of figured, being a one-man show, some would just turn their eye and be
Well,
like,
make an offer that they can't refuse. And what
okay, perfect.
It would seem.
Yeah.
Secondly, then, is describe your ideal audience. You said, boy, I'd knock out of the park if the audience was this, whatever demographics. I know you got a wide range, but if you were to describe your ideal audience, what would that audience look like?
That's a tricky question, but a good one. My ideal audience is, people that are there to listen to really good music and to have a really great experience. I mean, a lot of these musicians that I perform, unfortunately, have passed on. No one's going to be able to see Johnny Cash live again. No one's going to be able to see Glenn Campbell live again, John Denver, Elvis Presley. And the experience that I try to bring is a performance that, is not necessarily a cover or a tribute, but it's my way of doing their songs, kind of give them that experience of, okay, this guy does Johnny Cash, he sounds good. It's more, I like to perform for those that, are there for good music and a good performance. And if that happens to be at a vineyard or a bar, and they, want to focus on having a really good time, that's what I want. That's the type of audience I would prefer, is one that wants to have a really good time.
And then, so on that point, so I think being specific, and have some of the audiences, the performance you talked about, I think, yeah, that's nice, generic, good music, but what's that mean? And you ticked off some of those artists. It seems to me worth a run of defining those and say, going to a Cato Ballroom and say, hey, here's what I can offer. And it's almost like market research for you. Yeah,
right.
Cost you some time and sweat equity, but propose that. The other thing you mentioned, vineyards, there's a number of wineries around. How many of those who had conversations, Indian Island, Morgan Creek, some of those, or Jenkins, I would circle those and again, use those as entrees to get exposure, because then you trigger word of mouth. Hey, that guy was really good.
We should have them. And I actually have reached out to quite a few via social media, and they just, either.
I would encourage as much as possible, physically going there.
Right.
They're all busy, it seems to me. So target the ones that maybe are the best entrees, what you think are either convenient to you, or they may have a Chankaska, and say, go to them. And
yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I have the time. Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, sometimes businesses like to have their intern or somebody else managing their social media, so that might get lost. They might be like, I don't know who this person is. And they might never.
Like, who's this strange guy?
Yeah. So I mean, I agree. And I was just wondering, for your Instagram and Facebook, have you ever looked at demographics for that? Like mostly men following you, women, certain ages.
I have. It seems to be garnered a little bit more towards the middle-aged to older female. There's quite a few men as well that, their wives really enjoy the performance, but it tends to mostly be towards, I would say, middle to late aged women and middle to maybe college men a little bit.
And then maybe consider a poll, what kind of music, what music do you guys like? What's your favorite song that and then you can kind of figure out your
Yeah. Yes.
I was just gonna mention too, along with reading, as well too, is biggest Facebook spot should be is honestly to start working with microbrews, like companies like that, start playing for them, because like the Mankato Brewery does stuff like that all the time. They always have, you know, like on weekends or something, they'll have live band or something playing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other places all around. I mean, microbrews are everywhere. So that would be something to think, you know, as far as like, not, you know, working with them, seeing if you have time to play and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you have contacts or kind of ideas of like local breweries, I'd love to
I will
connect
send
them.
them.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I run
Hi,
the hub, and I just want to let you know that you can play your songs just as they are over here whenever you want. You're more than welcome. The Hub Food Truck Park, right over there.
Okay.
And then I stepped up for a call real quick, but I don't know, did anyone suggest the wine cafe? I feel like that would be, it's a very intimate space.
Oh,
It is.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, I love Johnny Cash, I love the classics, I was raised on all of those things. I think that there's a huge audience for that, and you don't really, if that's what you do, you should just own it and be the person in town that does it. So those are my suggestions.
Okay. Yeah.
How about a battle of the bands
Yeah.
among your peers? A special kind of venue, program, whatever, in which students from Montgomery and the ones from Middle Store compete using those same songs that you do.
That's an idea. Yeah, I think that would definitely be a possibility. I actually don't teach in Montgomery anymore. I'm now going to Let, but I do have students from the former school that actually could do something like that. And that's an idea that I could possibly, try and collaborate with one of the local businesses around or close by.
But you get together with other band instructors too, I imagine.
Yeah.
I know we're in time here and we kind of touched on if there's any one other key thing and what can the community do to help you? Got some ideas here. If there's anything else that we've missed?
Probably the one thing that I ask is just if you know of any, owners of any establishments of local businesses.
There's one in the audience.
Hello.
Hi. I own the Circle Inn, and we have these every day that we're open. But what it comes down to is, I think, what do you charge is always going to be the question that is asked.
I actually try to be, as reasonable as possible. I try and make a deal with the owners as well. Usually what I have done is charge about $75 per half hour or so. If there's, multiple hours, I try and make a deal. Like at one of the vineyards up by Montgomery, they're like, the most we can do is $200 for 2 hours. I said, perfect. I would love to do it. Would love to promote. And that's what I really like doing. It's not just, singing for the audience, but promoting the business as well. Because I know COVID's really hit hard and want to try and bring as many people as possible.
Because I definitely would say, like they were saying too, that there is definitely this community loves that music. Anytime that the Johnny Cash tribute band would play at the brewery, it's packed. So, I mean, people do, it's kind of hard finding good country music here besides one place in town. So I think it'd be good to have it other places too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you all for your questions and comments for Sean. Sean's contact information is on the screen here. If anyone would like to take that down to share any other connections or leads you have with him after the presentation here today. We do have a gift for you, Sean. As we mentioned, Pinnacle Business Traction provides us with some books on entrepreneurship. And then we have also provided you with a 1 Million Cups mug.
Ryan, thank you, Greater Mankato North, and thank you 1 Million Cups for having me. Hope you enjoyed yourselves.